Namaste and welcome to the Transformation Immersion's mega series on holistic wellness and beyond. I'm Sonal Singhal, a holistic healer and transformational coach, and your host. As this series is focused on holistic well being, which includes wellness of our family and kids too. So today, I am happy to connect with Claire Ford, who is an expert educator, well being entrepreneur, coach, healer, tutor, speaker, author, and a parent.
Yes.
Yeah. So Claire is on her mission of empowering mothers to switch on their children's innate abilities so that they can unlock their true potential and live purposefully. So, welcome, Claire, to the series. Uh,
Thank you.
I firmly believe that our experiences play a big role in shaping us. So, Claire, to know you better, I would love to hear about your journey of becoming a mom, an educator, and a coach.
Yes. Well, it's been a long journey, a long and bumpy road, which is why I feel, able to now support other people going on their journey, right? And so the thing I think really that's key is when my children were quite young, just after my second one was born, I actually had postnatal depression and anxiety, and this was something that I was very ashamed of, right? And it wasn't really spoken about much at the time, and I feel that even afterwards it was very much my boys are older now, they're 18 and 16, so we're talking a little while ago, but it was very much a sort of given that you just get on with things, right? As the woman, as the mother, I'd put a brave face on things. I'd go to the baby groups, the toddler groups. I'd see the health visitor, and they'd say, how are you? And I'd say, I'm fine, and I actually wasn't fine, right? And so this I'm fine thing, I think that this for me is the thing that women have to take responsibility for. And if we're not feeling fine, we have to actually admit and say it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to ask for support, right? Our partners, our husbands, our friends, our mothers, they're not mind readers. I mean, some people might say they are, right? But the thing is, they don't know we're not fine if we don't say we're not fine. They don't know we need extra support if we don't say, actually, do you mind just taking, the little one or the big one, or doing the bath time or the tea time, or I just need to get away for 3 hours to just walk by myself, like I'm frazzled. Many of us don't say this. We don't admit it because we feel ashamed. We feel that we should get on with things, right? We feel that we should be able to cope with things because we look around us and we see other people being able to cope. But what we don't understand is that they're not coping either, right? And so the reason that I'm going down this pathway passionately is because what happened to me by not asking for support, what happened to me by saying I was fine when I wasn't fine, what happened to me by having a very demanding job and 2 small children and all the rest of it, and thinking that I was this great, I can do it all person, was that I ended up in a deep depression with suicidal tendencies, with work-related anxiety, which took me 2 years to come out of and resulted in a divorce. So I don't want that for people, right? But that was because, now I did a lot of reading at that time to get well, right? And one of the things I remember reading was a book, I can't remember who it's by, but the title was this: Depression, Curse of the Strong. And this is the thing, it's the strong people who often fall the furthest, because we go on too long, like a Duracell bunny when the batteries run out, and we still keep going and running around and doing the clubs and the after school thing and the parties and the this and the that and the Christmas and the perfect house and the beautiful wreath and the nicely made bed and the, folded washing. Like, stop. Okay, right? Stop before you get to this place where I did, right at the bottom of that well. It's a very dark and frightening place to be. So in a nutshell, that's kind of my journey of then coming up out of that space and thinking, okay, like, oh my goodness, like, what did I do wrong? What can I change? What can I do better? How can I make this sustainable so that I now lead a happy life with my family, with my job, you know, in a positive relationship that feeds my soul, where I can be myself. I can ask for support without feeling weak, right? My boys see a different mother. And this is so important, that we model this behavior, that asking for support and stopping when you need to rest and looking after self, if we can model that to our children when they're young, then they as adults are going to have the tools in their toolbox that we maybe didn't have.
So they
Right?
can understand their partner or their friend or their mate,
Yeah, and they're
better.
going to have those boundaries in place where they say no, enough already, right? It's all about like that people pleasing behavior. You know, I was on so many committees, so many charity things, and running around and baking cakes for this and being on the board for that and organizing the other, right? Because I was an upstanding member of the community and I wanted to support my son's school, right? But it was too much. Like, it's okay to say no. I'm not going to that PTA meeting. I'm not going to that governor's meeting. I'm not baking cakes for the bloody Halloween performance, or I'm not collecting pumpkins for XYZ, or I'm not sewing a costume for Nativity. I'm going to buy one on Amazon. Doesn't matter, right? It's okay to say no. This is the biggest life lesson. And then, you know, to empower our children as well, but to respect their no. Okay, it's about respecting the no as well as respecting the yes, you know. And so the thing is, this is such a life lesson as a parent, and then as a parenting coach, is to see that our children are reflecting back to us. Right? So the thing is, you know, we want our children to be happy, don't we, as parents? We say, well, I want my child to be happy. This is a pipe dream, right? I'm going to shoot that down now and trigger lots of parents right now who are listening, right? In the whole well-being space, right? We're in the holistic space, the well-being space, the transformational space, right? We want happiness. Happiness is an illusion. What we want is people, ourselves and our children, to have the tools to navigate the ups and downs of life, because it's duality, right? That is the reality. Okay, there is no happiness if you've never experienced sadness. Yeah, there is no the candle cannot shine in the sunshine. The candle only shines in a dark place. So the children need to understand that, you know, even after a really great, happy, wonderful, beautiful family holiday, there may still be sadness coming. Your cat might die, right? Life is not just the bed of roses. We have to be able to embrace the richness, the tapestry of life with all its ups and downs. And this is how we create emotionally resilient children, right? Who become emotionally resilient, articulate, emotionally intelligent and compassionate adults. Not by just saying chase happiness, right? It's okay to get the bad grade. It's okay to have that heartbreak at 16, that broken relationship, right? It's okay to not be the most popular person in the class. It's okay to be rubbish at art, or to be rubbish at PE, or to not understand maths. All of that is okay, because it's the tapestry and the richness of humanity, of the human condition. This is what we're not teaching young people.
Still, they are not teaching.
This is what we're not teaching.
Still, we are not teaching. We are not learning. I mean,
This is what we're not learning.
so Claire, you talked about communication. We should have communicated for or asked for help, but most of us are living like in For example, consider my case. I am living in a country where I don't have family. So whom should we ask for support or help?
Yes, I mean, this is the thing, obviously, at one point, after my divorce, I was a single mum, so I was raising my boys by myself, right? And, being the mother, being the father, being the caregiver, being the provider, the masculine energy, the feminine energy, right, doing all of that. And it can be done, right? It can be done. But the point is that you ask people in your community, you ask people, you ask friends, you ask the children's friends, you take it in turns. You say, right, I'll have them all over, your kids, my kids, everyone over for the weekend. But next weekend they go to you and I have a weekend off, right? You ask for what you need. You create that space and that time in your diary. You give to others first, but then you have to receive in return, not just keep giving and giving and giving, right? So if you don't have family around you, or if you don't have people around you that you trust with your children or whatever, depending on their age, when my boys got a bit older, from 14 upwards, they started babysitting, right? So and now we can babysit the babysitter's children, right? Because everyone's grown up. So it's just about reaching out. It's just about not being ashamed of asking, and it's about allowing yourself to receive the support. Okay, so there's always someone you can belong to, a group, a community, take part in things, and then ask. For example, if you've got someone who goes to the same swimming class as your child, take turns to take them so that you get a week off from the swimming class and you can spend time with your other one, or just on your own, or just journaling or reflecting or cleaning or tidying or cooking or whatever you need to do to get ahead, to just give you that breathing space.
So, topic of your talk is about future proofing of family for the new normal.
Yes.
So what do you mean here by the term new normal, and how can one achieve this new normal?
Right. Well, the thing is, this is it, right? Now, this is the thing. So this is a bit of a misnomer already, okay? Because, we could argue there is no normal, right? So the point is that everybody wants clarity around what is the new normal? What's the new normal going to look like for me? But what we need to do, in my opinion, is again to become more emotionally resilient to change, right? Because what's normal today might not be normal tomorrow. What's normal in your country might not be normal in my country, right? What's happening down the road might not be what's happening up the road, right? Everything's changing all the time. And again, people love clarity, people love consistency, people love continuity, people love that, right? It makes us feel safe. And what COVID has done is thrown everything up in the air, make us question everything, which makes us feel unsafe. What we need to do is to sit in this space, to hold this space of uncertainty, and to say, it's okay to be in the messy middle. It's okay to be in the becoming. It's okay to be in the chrysalis and to feel cocooned and unsure, and the darkness is there and we can't see beyond. It's okay to feel that. And again, that's about building emotional resilience, about building emotional intelligence, about having curious, connective, conscious conversations with our communities, with our families, with our children. Say it's okay that you might go to school one week, but you might be at home again next week because school's closed. That's okay. We'll find a way. We'll find a way to stay calm, to get you learning, to keep you feeling positive, to keep you connected with your friends. Don't worry, we'll find a way. It's not the way we've known, but we'll find a new way.
It's so bizarre, like my younger one, I have a 6-year-old daughter, and she tells her teacher sometimes, because she's taking virtual classes, so she will say, it's okay, teacher, it's okay, ma'am, it's okay, just chill out. So I mean, kids, they know more than us sometimes, you know.
Absolutely.
So Claire, you mentioned in your bio that you have contributed in the clever and quantum curriculum for the children and young people. So I would love to know what this curriculum is all about.
I'm so excited about this. So I've been creating the Switched On Academy during lockdown. And there's basically three strands. So there's the core curriculum, the clever curriculum, and the quantum curriculum. So the core curriculum is what we know to be important to build those foundations for academic success, which is basically numeracy and literacy. Right? So it's allowing our children and teenagers to build on those foundations so that they become confident learners, that they're literate, that they're numerate, that they can communicate well, they can express themselves well, and they can go on to become young entrepreneurs or whatever they want to be in life, managing money and financial literacy, entrepreneurship, all of those kinds of things. Then in the clever curriculum, this is the piece that parents are now recognizing is so important, but has been missing perhaps from mainstream education, which is about raising our emotional quotient, which is some of the things I've already been talking about, right? Having these conversations which allow us to talk about feelings in a way that feels very safe, in a way that boys can express vulnerability, in a way that girls can express leadership and power, right? So it's about breaking those molds, breaking those old-fashioned ideals of what a good girl looks like or what a proper man looks like, right? Breaking all of that down. And so in the clever curriculum, and this is the reason I call it clever, is because we talk about things like mindset, mindfulness, journaling, right? Empathy, compassion, kindness, all these kinds of things, which at school is perhaps kind of sprinkled about in circle time now and again when you say, you know, bullying's bad, you need to be everybody's friend, let's all make up, write a little note saying you're sorry, okay, that's done. That's just not good enough anymore. That's just ticking a little tiny tick, right? But actually, as parents and as educators, we have a bigger responsibility to really open up this emotional quotient and to raise that and to allow our children to really express themselves and to see us in these waves, in these messy middle times, to say, Mummy's really stressed today. I'm feeling very cross. I'm feeling very angry. I'm feeling very upset because I don't know what to do next week. I don't know if we can go there or if we can't, if I have to cancel this or if we have to go shopping or if I have to shop online, and I'm confused and I'm upset. And it's okay to talk about those things. In fact, it's not just okay, it's absolutely imperative that we talk about those things. So the clever curriculum is that it's about giving us an emotional literacy, right? And then the quantum curriculum, which is the missing piece of the puzzle, which makes us human, which is the piece that was missing in my life when I went down into that black, dark hole that I talked about at the beginning. That is tapping into our spiritual quotient. That is giving our young people and our children access to having more conversations that are on a higher plane. So we talk about education on the foundation side, on the core curriculum, empowerment in the emotional piece in the middle, and then elevation is that top piece. It might not be everybody's cup of tea, but there are some children who are already being born very, very conscious, more conscious than their parents. And most of us, people my age in their 40s and 50s, have been raised unconsciously by their parents. Right? So we have work to do to catch up with our children. Right? And so this is why I offer these courses that I do to mums as well, because we go on this learning journey with our children together. right? We're not just spoon feeding them like they've been taught in Victorian type system schools. This is a learning journey. This is an evolution of family. So some of the things, excuse me, some of the things that we talk about in the quantum curriculum are things around connection. What is energy? What is the law of attraction? Manifestation, right? Visualization, so you can visualize your dreams. I've been helping so many teenagers with this because they felt so lost, right? The suicide rate amongst teenagers is the highest that it's ever been. There are young people crying out for support. They're feeling so anxious and overwhelmed. The exams have been taken away from them. They've got no direction. They go to university, universities are shut down. You know, they're doing online learning. They can't see their friends. They're losing so much of things that they knew that they want to hold on to, and so they need to be reminded that there's a purpose, that they have a soul purpose, they have a reason for being here, they have innate gifts and talents and abilities that they can share with the world. They need to be reminded of this, that it's not all just about level 6 GCSE maths or level 9, you know, English literature, that they have something more than that inside of them. And this is about giving our young people hope, because they're our future. They are going to be the people sitting around the tables, having the conscious conversations about how we have a global economy and that we can stop poverty, about how we have a responsibility as humanity to protect our planet. These are the people who are going to have those conversations, not the people in power now.
So Claire, how can we avoid this type of curriculum?
So how can we sign up for it?
How can we avoid, you know, if we want to enroll for such a curriculum for our children, is it possible right now?
Yes, so I'm building the Switched On platform right now. So the courses are already ready. I'm already running the courses. I'm doing beta courses. I'm getting all the testimonials. So now's actually a brilliant time to do it because you can have it for a discounted rate, right, while I'm building it all. But yes, I mean, I've got confidence courses for teens, confidence courses for children, entrepreneurial courses for teens and for mums. And I'm doing beginner's guide to crystals. Teenagers have asked me for this, right? For crystals, for tarot, for angels, for spirituality, for all sorts of things. The teenagers are like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. I'm like, okay, one thing at a time. So just get in touch with me is the best way. And what I love about this platform is that, for example, I've got young people coming to me for help with maths. And then it turns out that because they can't do their maths, their confidence is completely shot to pieces. So actually they're getting support for GCSE maths. Then they're getting support for confidence, right? And then they're getting support for other things that they're interested in. Like one boy came to me for his 11 plus, for example. He came in, he was really cross, right? Harvey, I'm like, oh my goodness, what's the matter, Harvey? He's like, oh, I'm so frustrated. I'm like, why? He said, the teachers aren't answering my questions. I'm like, what questions are you asking? He said, I want to know about the cosmos and how it began. I'm like, I've literally just started writing a course on cosmology, right? So you can literally go from 11 plus to confidence to cosmology in one platform, if that's what your children are interested in, right? Because you have to go with what drives them. What are the questions that they're asking? So the best thing to do is to just get in touch with me. We'll have a conversation and I can work out what areas of the curriculum I've already got in place, what areas of the curriculum you would like so that I can develop that. And, you know, we can go from there. But there's plenty of things that are up and running already, you know, creative writing courses, all sorts of things are already there.
So you have a website for that, and like how
it's being built now. It's literally being built now. I mean, I could show you around it, but you know, there are areas which I haven't got on there just yet. So the easiest thing is to just contact me. You know, we'll pay by PayPal. I'll deliver you the course by email and Zoom, you know, like that. as the website's being built, but it should be ready soon. So I'm so excited to be delivering this. And the feedback I've had, you know, has been phenomenal. Like mums are like, oh, we love it that there's courses on there for us, right? Financial literacy, entrepreneurship, you know, crystals, energy healing, Reiki, whatever you want, right? Because if the children see you learning something you love, then they're like, I want to do that too. I want to learn like that too, right?
And you know, particularly crystals are like appealing to everybody. Crystals, you know.
Yes, I mean, it appeals to sort of aspirational families, right? Who get it, who get that there are these three pieces to the puzzle, you know? So, and also the thing is, for families where you've got children who are very, very different. So this happened in my family. You know, my boys are very different. They're both quite creative, but they're very different learners, interested in very different things. So, for example, one of my sons, you know, has gone down the entrepreneurial route. The other son has gone down the creative, artistic route, right? So it's nice to have those different doorways and pathways open. So if you're aware of what your children are like, and this comes from really looking at who's in front of you, you know, for the beautiful person that they really are, not for who you want them to be, then this switched on curriculum is perfect for you. But if you're the kind of family that says, well, look, you know, your great grandfather went to law school, your father went to law school, you're going to law school and you're getting 5 A stars and I'm sending you to the best school and that's what you're doing, then this is not for you.
But I think most of the parents, they are not like this. I mean, at least I have seen like many people, they are not forcing their kids. They all they want is, you know, we have gone through a lot in our life and we don't want our kids to go through the same thing.
Exactly,
Things are changing
exactly.
for good. So it's good. Claire, you are into energy healing also. And I believe you utilize some type of quantum energy field of infinite possibility. I'm not I haven't heard about this method of energy healing. Would you like to spill beans on how, by means of this method, how you are helping people?
Yes, so the quantum energy healing method that I use is amazing because you basically get macro results in micro timing, right? So it's not a talking therapy like counseling, it's an energy healing, and obviously we can do that online, like using Zoom. What we do is we do kind of timeline collapse. So you collapse, you know, time and space. So you can pick, we do kind of time traveling. You can go back in time, connect with your inner child, connect with past lives, or connect with yourself as a baby in the womb, where we can then go into any areas of trauma or where you first discovered perhaps that, you know, you felt not enough, or you felt not heard, or you felt not seen, which are often the core things underneath those feelings of rejection and judgment, which we feel as a parent, which is that kind of area where you step into, where you sign your child up for something because that's what their cousin's doing, or you sign your child up for something because that's what the neighbor's child's doing, right? So it's like that, because I want to be the perfect parent. I want to be seen to be giving my child opportunities. When you dig beneath that, why do you feel like that? Because your fear of being judged as being not good enough. Why do you feel like that? Because sometime in the past, you've been judged of feeling not good enough. So we go back to when was that? And we shift and clear that out of your energy, out of your cells, out of your soul blueprint. We shift and clear that so that then when you're making decisions for yourself, for your family, you have this clarity. You have this courage that you're tapping into this purity of self so that you know what you're doing and why you're doing it. And you're no longer in fear of judgment, of people at the school gate going, oh, well, you didn't sign your daughter up for da 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 da, or oh, your son hasn't made the 12, you know, he's on reserve list or whatever, doesn't matter. You can walk your path, right? You can commit.
You are not following anybody, you are just following what you should be doing.
Yeah, what feels right for you, for your family, in line with your values, right? In line with your vision, in line with your truth, your integrity. Yes.
Yeah, blindly following anybody is not good. It doesn't serve you. So I also noted, Claire, that you are admin of various, like multiple Facebook groups you have, and you are focusing on like energy healing, home education, then conscious parenting. I would like to know about some of these groups so that maybe I can or our audience can join them if they want to, because there are so many, you know. And also
Yeah.
let us know which groups are open for us to join and what do they offer to people.
Sure. So the home education hub, I just started that in March in response to the lockdown, where many parents found themselves at home having to educate their children, right? And if you're not a natural teacher, many parents were really, really, really stressed. They're like, oh my goodness, how do we do this? They're running around the house. I'm trying to juggle my business. My husband's maybe at home as well. The school's sending loads of emails. I haven't even got time to print off the resources. Like, what's going on, right? So I created the Home Education Hub in order to support parents who are educating their children at home. Now, this isn't necessarily the same as homeschooling, although there are many homeschooling people in there. But this is just anyone who is interested in. So, for example, in the hub, there are loads of units with loads and loads of free resources, online resources for maths, for English, BAME resources, Halloween resources, you know, all sorts of resources, arts and crafts, cooking, health and nutrition, movement. So anything that you wanted to do with your child at home. So even if you've sent them back to school, but there's maybe a second lockdown and you're at home again over the winter, like come into the hub, because it doesn't mean to say that you're a homeschooler. It just means that you're suddenly finding yourself educating your children at home. And we've got loads of experts in there as well. So there's child psychologists, there's special educational needs practitioners, there's early years practitioners in there, there's sixth form careers counsellors in there, a huge range of trainings. There's 18 weeks worth of planning that I've put in there. So if you think, right, I don't know how to plan the week ahead, I had a module called Planning the Week Ahead, which I delivered on a Sunday night. And it's like, right, this is what you can do. If you're stuck at home with your kids, you don't know where to start, here's where to start. This is what you could do if you wanted to. You don't have to do any of it, but it's there if you want to do it, right? So it's really, really everything under one roof. Plus in there, we have conscious conversations. So there are conversations with parents who have chosen to switch from sending their children to school to home educating. So they're called the Homeschooling Diaries. And they've talked about their experiences with that, the ups and downs, the emotions, you know, how they felt guilty, how they thought it wouldn't work, all their worries and all of that. We also have conversations with experts around some of this quantum stuff, so abundance, energy healing, and then we have experts as well, like online safety, first aid at home, nutrition for the family. So there's a massive range, right? You can literally cherry pick what you want to listen to, what's going to help you and your family right now in the situation you're in right now. So that's basically, you know, taken off since March. Before that, I had the conscious parenting group, which was pre-COVID. I didn't know that this was going to happen. And that was basically for people who have had coaching and healing with me and are interested in having these conscious conversations around parenting in a slightly different way. So this is when we were more stuck in the old paradigm, but they felt it wasn't right for them. Right? They knew intuitively, I need something more for my children. So this is the whole kind of conscious parenting program, you know, where I talk about that kind of stuff. And that's even if you're pregnant, because I was doing some work with people who are trying to conceive and in pregnancy already starting this conscious parenting journey, right? So that's kind of like preschool and onwards. And then the home education hub is a bit more kind of educational focused, right? So that's the two difference with the two groups, really. But you're welcome to be in both. You're welcome to be in both.
Okay. What about the energy healing?
So the energy healing is a page, that's not a group, but the energy healing is just, yeah, where I do more of that kind of work. So more about the whole kind of meditation, mindfulness, offers that I might be doing for, like, you know, Reiki to relax mums, you know, kind of pick me up offers, that kind of stuff, because that's my business page for the healing. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Claire. And then would you like to give or share some tips with our viewers on conscious parenting, because this was the topic.
Yes, of course. So basically, for conscious parenting, in my opinion, you know, we need basically four main things. We need to have that connection with our child. Now, this is easier said than done. So the best way for me to do that is to give you an example. When I said to my son, probably last summer now, no, before lockdown, so the summer, you know, the summer before the summer just gone, when I said to my son, you know, what's the best thing you've done in the school holidays, right? And we'd gone on holiday to Malta, we'd been to London to see friends, we'd done here, there and everywhere, all sorts of different things. And he said, the best thing I did, Mum, was to go to Singhal Castle, which is up the road from me in Kent, so not very far. We sat around a beautiful lake, right? We took a rug, we took a picnic, we took colouring stuff, we did sketching, drawing, journaling, listening to music, just chatting, right? He remembers that the most. And I'd spent all this money in the school holidays. Literally that day cost me like the price of a sandwich and a cup of tea. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, wow, that was your best day in the holidays? Okay, I'm thinking, this is weird. Like, why is that? And the reason is because he was connecting with me and I was connecting with him. He had me to himself. I was there. I was fully present. I wasn't on my computer. I wasn't on my phone. I wasn't scheduling social media, right? I was with him. And that was it. And it's the connection. The connection is priceless. Do not underestimate the connection. Literally 10 or 15 minutes a day where you drop everything and you focus on your child in front of you. You really listen. You don't go, how was your day, while you're in the middle of loading the dishwasher, which I've done so many times. You don't say, how was your day, while you're in the middle of chopping vegetables for tea. You put all of that down and you sit with them, or you walk with them, or you drive with them, and you say, how was your day? And you just listen. That's the greatest gift we can give our children, is connection. That's the first thing. And the other thing is this commitment to the process of parenting, right? It's this commitment. So it's even scheduling into your diary. You can even call it, you know, conscious conversation or something. Schedule it in 10 minutes every day. Just allow 10 minutes every day. It doesn't have to be a big thing of, you know, but it's just commit to listening to your child every day and commit to yourself every day, so that you don't end up like I did in that dark hole. Commit to self-care. So my things, I've got a rule of 10. I've got 3 10s that I do every day. I'll share them with you. 10 glasses of water, right? I do 10 glasses of water every day. I do my 10,000 steps. Let me just show you. August, 10,000 steps. That's commitment. One day where I didn't do it. That's my commitment to myself and my family. They know I need to go for my walk. They say to me, Mum, for God's sake, go for a walk. You're like a bear with a sore head. You're driving us nuts. Get out, go. They know when I haven't had my walk. Okay. So 10,000 steps a day, 10 glasses of water. And the other thing I do is 10 minutes of meditation a day. So for example, I use a platform called Synctuition. So here's one on gratitude, right? So now the thing is, I can do that while I walk and drink my water, okay? It's not like you have to sit down and just go, oh, now I'm drinking my water, now I'm doing, you can kind of combine things, right, to make it even quicker. But the point is, take some quiet time, take some time for exercise and detox. So you look after yourself, you commit to yourself, then you can commit to your children. And the other one is this takes courage, right? To have these conscious conversations, to step out of the old paradigm, to say to the education system, to say to perhaps the grandparents, no, we don't like the way you said that. We don't like the way you do that. We don't like, that, there's been so much conversation around BAME issues, right? I've got a whole unit on this. I've got whole podcasts and TED Talks and how to talk to children, books you can buy to show, diverse cultural experiences and families. It's very important to have these conversations, and we have to pull the older generation up and say, you can't say that anymore. We're not having that said around our dining room table. You can't say to my daughter that women do this or do that, or that they're supposed to be going in this direction or that direction. This stops now. That takes courage. That takes courage. So we need to have that connection. We need to have that commitment. We need to have courage to have those conversations, to put things out on the table, and to say, with families, with friends, I'm not tolerating this. This is a no for us now. This is a boundary in our family now. And then you have to be clear about that. You need that clarity. Why? So this is a conversation then around your family values. You need to have clarity around your family values. What do we tolerate? What do we stand for? If we stand for freedom and integrity, are you showing freedom and integrity as the parent? Are you standing for freedom and integrity in your own life? Do you have that in your business? Do you honor that with your clients? Are you talking about that, right, in your everyday conversations? Or actually, are you still playing small and say, oh, I stand for freedom and integrity, but actually at the first hurdle, that's compromised? These are harsh conversations. This is not an easy path. This is not an easy path. If we want, greatness for our next generation, if we want them to shine their light, we have to clear away the weeds. And clearing away the weeds takes effort. It takes energy. We have to find the weeds and then we have to yank them out, and it hurts. Right? We get sore backs, we get sore shoulders, we get achy, and then we find more, and then some grow back under the stones again, even though we thought we'd cleared them. This is what we're doing. We're clearing the weeds, and some are deeply, deeply rooted.
Thank you, Clare. I think you have given us a lot here today. Thank you for coming on the show and letting us know about the wonderful work of educating parents, and particularly, I mean, it's I will call your work as noble work. That's what you're doing. I'm sure many people who are watching us will connect with you in various ways. And now I would like to inform our viewers that you are giving us 7 success strategies to help your child switch on to their learning. And this is a guide, small guide, and which they can download from the link given below this video. And thank you to the viewers for staying with us and listen to this talk. And do let us know what you have learned today from Clare's talk by commenting on my Facebook group, Body, Mind and Soul Healing. Join it if you haven't. Take care and bye for now.
Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure talking with you too, and with your lovely listeners. And yeah, any questions, just connect with me. I'd love to talk with you.